Denny Stadium as you look in on what might be the hottest September 28th in Tuscaloosa, Alabama history. Got a pretty hot quarterback, too. Even better numbers than a year ago for Tua Tagavailoa. He leads the Tide looking for their 29th straight home win. And it brings us to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, at a matchup. The first home SEC game for the #2 Crimson Tide of Alabama, taking on the Rebels of Ole Miss. And here come the Tide. And we welcome everybody. Brad Nessler along with Gary Danielson, our first trip into Tuscaloosa this year. The home SEC West opener for the Tide. And we look at the first month of the season, Gary, and we go, well, figured Alabama was going to be right about here at 4-0. But the rest of the conference doesn't look too bad either.
Yeah, Alabama and Georgia, we kind of knew those guys. And I think the surprise in this conference has been LSU #1. I mean, Joe Burrow and that team. And then Auburn. You know, I mean, they knew we had a tough schedule. And don't sleep on Florida. Dan Mullen always seems to find a way to get in the mix.
Tua Tagovailoa off to a sensational start this year. 17 touchdown passes, no interceptions. We know he's got maybe the greatest group of receivers in college football. What about the other things they have to start to do?
Yeah, you know, sometimes it's so mesmerizing. You know, you watch the ball, you watch the receivers, but, you know, Alabama fans, and we know, if they want to get to where they want to go, they want to win the championship, the rest of the team has to come through. Let's start looking at a few other things in this football game that need to get better. Najee Harris has started to come out of it. We saw it, you know, start to make those big plays that they're looking for. One more running back. We know when Alabama has been good, they've had two, and Brian Robinson needs to step up. Nick Saban is concerned. The offensive line can provide pass protection, but if he needs 2 or 3 first downs from that offensive line, can they produce it when they have to? And then with the injuries to the inside linebackers, you got 2 young, true freshmen, Harris and Lee. Those 3 spots have to come through for Alabama to get to play for the championship. Yep. It's not just any one game. It's measured with championships.
Ole Miss comes in 2-2. Up until yesterday when we talked to the coaches, the quarterback situation for them was pretty murky. About 2 hours ago, it got officially cleared up. Jamie's got more on that.
It did. An official word came down that it is the true freshman, John Rice Plumlee, who will make the start at quarterback today for Ole Miss. Matt Luke told us before the game that Matt Corral, who suffered an injury in last week's game to his ribs, didn't take a single snap at practice all week. He was hoping he could warm up today and be an emergency option for Ole Miss, but he is in gym shorts and no pads on the sideline now. As far as Plumlee goes, Matt Luke told us that he is a unique kid who has a lot of confidence in his abilities, and guys, he is going to need it today to not only beat the Heat, but this Alabama defense.
So, Garrett, for the second time, we have a true freshman quarterback having to play against Alabama.
Yeah, you grew up in Minnesota, right? Remember your parents used to say, all right, the water's cold, you're going to go into the lake, just jump in. And that's what Plumlee has to do. He's going to go into the SEC, but he's going to jump into the cold water of having to play this Alabama defense. There's no hiding here, but he is uniquely skilled. You watch him, he's probably a 4-4 runner, and he's going to have to use all of his talents to keep this Alabama defense off balance.
Well, speaking of cold water, I hope everybody in the stands has some. It's a warm day.
Don't tiptoe in, jump in.
Might be a record-setting temperature day. It's 91 right now. Feels like it's over 100. Ole Miss won the toss and will defer. Series history, 53-11-2. The only loss at home for Alabama in the last 6 years was to Ole Miss 4 years ago. Alabama will get the football first. And we're underway. Short kick. Taken. Brian Robinson at about the 8. Weaves his way across the 25. Nice return almost to the 28-yard line. As we take a look at the Chick-Fil-A starting lineups, and it all starts with number 13. We already mentioned Tua Tagovailoa. 78% of his passes, 17 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he's one shy of the school record for career total touchdowns, including on the ground, 79 right now. And the rest of the Alabama offense. We talk so much about their receivers, Judy and Smith and Waddle, and right now Henry Ruggs has become the home run hitter. 148 career high yards a week ago and 2 touchdowns in their win over Southern Miss. He's got a lot of tools to work with. Tua does. And he's all by himself in the Alabama backfield. Stands at the 5-yard line. Was blocking the back on the kickoff. That's why they start where they do. Quick slant. Quick throw. Jerry Jeudy out to the 18-yard line. As we'll set the defense for you for the Rebels of Ole Miss. Jacquez Jones, an inside linebacker, is a Tuscaloosa native, and you know he'd love to have a big game here in his hometown. Najee Harris has the first down, quite a bit more, out to the 26. There's who Gary was talking about in the open. Najee Harris starting to warm up as a running back.
And what does he do? Follow one of those big offensive line. Watch the kick out by Evan Neal right here coming across. Boom, kick it out. Just follow the, and that, Brad, as we saw in practice, is a big man.
He is monstrous. 6'7", 360 pounds, and somewhere in there.
The lowest body fat on the offensive line, if you can believe that.
Out of the pistol set, it will play fake to Harris. Tua throws late and incomplete, intended for Forrestall, the tight end. Kadir Shepard got a little heat on the Alabama quarterback. It'll bring up second down and 10.
Some new defensive coordinator Mike McIntyre for Ole Miss has been preaching to his team all week. Keep it in front of you, but close the space. If you give them too much space, they'll make you look foolish. So yes, in front, and if you look at in the box where the brain trust is, but keep them close, but in front, just like that.
And off to the races goes Devante Smith. He will cruise to the end zone. 74 yards, touchdown Alabama.
So Ness, there's one more step. Keep them in front of you, keep them close, and then make the tackle.
And they didn't do the last part.
Keep them in front of you, keep them close. You know they're going to go to slants. They've been doing them all year, and then wrap up the tackle. Practice it all week, and first one, basically second slant of the day, goes to the house.
Bulovas to attempt the point after. And it's up and good. So it only took 70 seconds for Alabama to go 90 yards in 4 plays. And Tua Tagavailoa now has tied that mark of Xavier Mckinney. His 18th touchdown toss of the year. Right on the money to number 6. And Devonta says, I'm going to take this one all the way to the end zone. 7-0 Alabama. Didn't take Alabama long for Devante Smith to score the first touchdown, his 4th receiving touchdown of the year.
And we went away, you know, just thinking about Matt Luke on the sideline, what he's got to be selling to his team.
Bulovas kick, returnable. Jerry Ely. He's already taken 1 for a score this year. He's not even going to make the 16-yard line in this case, though. Let's take you back to the touchdown. An RPO, Gary, could have been an RIP, like rest in peace.
It sure was. Chris Owens, the center this time. Watch him get almost 2 to 3 yards. You're allowed to go 3 yards. The offensive line is blocking a run play. Najee Harris doesn't know if he's going to get the ball or not. Only the quarterback. When the ball is released, the center is about 2.5 yards downfield. But that linebacker has to play it honest, and Jalen Julius, number 26, has to help out the defense by making the tackle.
The freshman quarterback gives it off for a 2-yard gain to Scotty Phillips. As we take a look at the Chick-Fil-A starting lineups, and it starts with number 10, John Rice Plumlee, true freshman out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. 7 for 7 for 82 yards last week in what was a comeback attempt against Cal. They came up short 28-20 in that game, and he's going to run it. This time puts his shoulder into the defender and got it out to the 21, maybe the 22-yard line. As we check the rest of the offense, they're going to need some big plays today, and the guy that supplied them so far has been Elijah Moore. Comes in as their leading receiver. Ole Miss 37% on third down conversion so far through the first month. They won't have a chance here as Terrell Lewis knocks it down. He was questionable. He didn't practice on Thursday, but he makes the first big play today.
And he's about 6'5", 6'6", probably has a reach to 8 feet. And when he jumps, he's probably 9 feet, 9.5 feet. Try to throw the slant. Let's put it this way. John Rice didn't see anybody in high school last year like that at all.
I don't think so. Jalen Waddle waiting on the punt from Mac Brown. Waddle's going to have a chance at this one from the 36. He dropped it. Picked up on the fly by Ole Miss. And they're going to score. Touchdown. A.J. Finley. You knew Ole Miss was going to have to make some kind of special plays to stay with Alabama. That couldn't be more special.
Well, remember when they beat them last time here? Alabama turned the ball over 5 times in that football game. None any uglier than this. You got one of your best players juggling and bouncing. It bounces off of a helmet and into the hands of Ole Miss. Remember, there was a play in that game where a pass was a bad snap and it bounced off a few Alabama players for a touchdown on a touchdown pass. Very reminiscent of that play right now.
Therefore, the Ole Miss's ball, first down at the 30-yard line on the right hash. Please adjust the clock. 12 minutes and 50 seconds. 12:50.
It appears that if it would have been a fumble, though, it could have been repaired for a touchdown. Great job by everyone involved. The replay official here. Great job by us not knowing what is going on and then bringing in Gene.
Anyway, it's Ole Miss ball. After all of that, would have been a 30-yard touchdown, so take that off the board. Still a nice play by A.J. Finley. So Plumlee's got the offense right there at the 30-yard line. Still a golden opportunity here early. Fakes the pitch. He's going to run it himself. Trying to get outside and does. And there he shows some of that speed that Jamie was talking about in the open. He's got a first down.
Well, Pete Golding, defensive coordinator for Alabama, first-year defensive coordinator, actually recruited John Rice to come to Alabama.
As a safety.
As a safety. But what he said, he's an excellent high-end athlete.
This time he bounces it outside and won't get much. Although he did kind of keep his balance and put his hand down. Let's see where they spot this.
He gained a lot of yards on that play. His athletic ability.
Here's the Alabama defense. Terrell Lewis, as I said, was questionable. He's already made a big play on the previous series. So he helps that linebacking core that has so much youth that Gary talked about. Pistol set here. Give it to Phillips. Fighting for yardage. He might have gotten a couple. There's the flashback from the win Gary was talking about last time Alabama lost at home. Crazy plays.
If I'm calling plays, if I'm Rich Rodriguez, I'm thinking I've got 4 downs, so I've got 2 downs to pick this up.
Plumlee's going to run it. He's got the first down, and he's down inside the 5.
Huge underdog in this football game. You have an opportunity to steal a score in this situation. What I'm thinking if I'm Rich Rodriguez is I'll call this play. If I don't get it, nice cutback that time by John Rice. If I don't get it, I got another call right after it on 4th down. Rich Rodriguez needs to find Plumlee some help. Where else can he find help in the running game?
First and goal inside the 5. Scotty Phillips driving. And he's down around the 1-yard line. Raekwon Davis, big number 99, is on the bottom of the pile. Nice job to run through that traffic to get what he got. Second and goal. Snoop Connor's in there with Phillips. Dual backfield, straight ahead. Just shy of the goal line. It'll be 3rd down and goal. About a foot out.
Against Cal, Matt Corral was the quarterback. Had a situation just like this, and the quarterback, Matt, kept it and just walked into the end zone. Let's see if they run the crisscross play again and just let him keep it.
Plumlee will keep it, and he'll walk in as Gary called it. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
Same play against Cal. They ran it to the right. This time they run it to the left, get outflanked, and walk in. Matt Luke 5 minutes ago was yelling at his team to stay in the game. Now it's yelling at his team, I told you.
He's going to blow a hamstring if he doesn't calm down over there. Extra point is up and good. 10:20 to go in the first quarter. Jalen Waddle. The muffed punt at the 30-yard line, recovered by Ole Miss. It took them 7 plays, 2.5 minutes to draw even with the Tide. Here was the play. Recovered right there by A.J. Finley. 7 plays later, the freshman quarterback does it himself from a yard out. 7-7. Rich Rodriguez says, yeah, baby. Spencer Cole to kick off for Ole Miss. Really short kick at about the 21 as Trayvon Diggs. And Diggs got out to the 30. Tagavailoa all day to throw. Down the pipe. Judy, first down, Alabama. At the 37.
Well, again, we talked about that offensive line. The feature today. Can they keep it clean? Just a 3-man rusher. They should keep a good pocket, and they do when you give the quarterback that much time.
That was Henry Ruggs, beg your pardon, on number 11 making the catch.
Well, you probably saw the rock, paper, scissors the wrong way that time.
Got to work on that.
Got to work on that. You didn't see it very clear. We'll get to that one.
Here's some heat on Tagavailoa for the first time, and down he goes. 13th sack of the year for the Landshark defense, and Benito Jones is the guy that got to Tua.
Yeah, but Kadir Shepard, number 97 that time, coming off the edge, blew up the play. Watch it come right across the edge right here and just blow up the play through 2 blockers, and that forced Tua out of the pocket. Najee was not able to help at all, and you got somebody, you know, coming that fast, it's going to blow it up.
John Mechie, a freshman, is going to be in there when they're 4 wide set with Ruggs out, and he's in there right now. Tagavailoa pumps once and then throws late, completes it to Devante Smith.
That's a great job by Devonta Smith that time. Even though Tua has to pump, Devonta never stops coming back to the quarterback. He never stalls, so he gives the quarterback an easy throw for a completion.
Again, the Tide going quickly. Here's a flare out to Najee Harris. Boy, nice play defensively out there to get around the would-be block of Devonta Smith and then make the tackle as Sam Williams.
Yeah, when we talked to defensive coordinator Coach McIntyre, he said Sam Williams is going to be a great player when he learns how to figure it out. It looks like he's figuring out fights right through a block that time off the edge. Well, it is a wide receiver blocked him, and he refused to get blocked.
Elijah Moore waiting on the kick. It's partially blocked, or did he?
No, he did
just hit it that way.
Yeah, that back upside, backward kick where it goes end over end, and he did not hit it very well.
Scotty Phillips, kind of one of the surprises, the running back area in the SEC a year ago. Had over 900 yards on the ground. Right now he's in a slot on the left side with Plumlee all by himself in the Ole Miss backfield. And it's a quarterback run all the way, and he got about 3.
You know, I talked to Coach Rodriguez about Plumlee and how much he's going to run him. He says, we've got to go fast, and the offense demands the quarterback runs the ball. And it's just the way we're going to run it. We have to do it. That's our offense.
Here's a long ball for the first time, and a diving catch down at the 35-yard line. Elijah Moore, we said he would have to be a big play guy today. There's his first big one.
I mean, to adjust the ball, he's looking over his right shoulder, then he flips around and handles the ball. There's a lot of guys that just cannot lose the football in the air and find it like that. What a play.
First down at the Alabama 25. Plumlee pulls it out, rolls out, and then runs out after about a 6-yard gain. John Rice Plumlee, freshman, committed to Georgia. Now he's at Ole Miss. He's a really good baseball player. Probably will start in the outfield and plays piano for fun, and we saw him doing a little bit of that.
And Christopher Allen at time is going to vote that, yes, I can tell you this guy's fast because he outran me to the sideline.
At the 17, quick throw to the outside. Going to be close to a first down depending on where the linesman spots it. I think he's just a little bit short.
You know, the fans do not have the luxury that we have, Brad, to go to these teams' practices on Thursday but one of the fun guys to watch practice every day, and we've been watching him for 4 years. Xavier Mckinney, number 15. What a great football player he is.
Here's a first down run by Plumlee as he somersaults his way inside the 15.
So the advice again for the quarterback. Touchdown right there, no, but he's got to make the first down. You know, son, we don't want you to get hurt, but when you got a chance to make a first down for the team, you got to take it. And he ran it, he accelerated, and he did it. These young freshman quarterbacks don't seem to be in awe of anything anymore, do they?
No, they aren't. And there's Connor to the 10.
So the difficulty for Alabama here, it is basically a 3-man running backfield that Ole Miss is using right here. It's, you know, a little bit single wing, a little bit wishbone, but they are crisscrossing and going every direction. Very difficult to stop.
Alabama trying to bring some run pressure, and it works. The big guys inside, led by Anthony Jennings from the linebacker core. DJ Dale was there as well.
Let's see this situation now if Alabama might try to bring pressure. If you do, you have to pressure the quarterback as if he's a receiver. Pete Golding, do you come after the quarterback? And if you're Ole Miss, are you going to let him throw here?
We're going to find out. Even if they only get a field goal attempt, they would like to get some more yardage for their field goal kicker. And Plumlee got about 2 of it back.
That's what I thought Pete Golding would do. Come off the edge, 5-man rush that time, and go at that quarterback.
And Matt Luke thought there was a face mask on the play.
Let's take a pick. Coming right off both edges that 5-man rush. Did not see much of it.
No.
There's new first-year defensive coordinator Pete Golding. Had a great visit with him yesterday.
Luke Logan, I mentioned, his career long is 40. His longest this year is 35. This will be from 33. They try to give the Rebels the lead on the Tide's turf. Up and good. Got it. So surprise, surprise. Unranked Ole Miss. First time Alabama's trailed all year. They're down 3. I was wondering when the last time Alabama trailed at home. Our gang in the truck brought it up quickly for us. How about that? 3 years ago against Auburn. Spencer Cole to kick off.
Another pooch.
This one is a live ball. Who's on top of it? Alabama got it, but it was close.
You know, that seems to be worth it to me. I mean, if you could give the other team the ball on the 30-31 yard line and have a chance for an onside play, that's better than giving them the chance for a returning ball or the ball going to the 25. I like that call. Very good execution of the pooch here. And this, you know, these are not an easy recovery right here.
Jalen Moody is the guy that did recover it. It's Robinson. He broke in to the next level. He's still going. And a first down. 12 yards or more for Brian Robinson.
So he follows transfer Landon Dickinson, number 69 that time. Right guard pulls, tight end pulls around Forrestal, and Robinson breaks a couple tackles and makes a play.
Alabama has a first down at its own 46-yard line. Brian Robinson again, and again Brian Robinson into the secondary, might have another first down. Back-to-back big-time runs by number 24.
Tell you that time, Evan Neal, number 73, comes around and kicks out again. Watch him kick it out real easy and just get it downfield. No one touches anybody until about 7 yards downfield.
Robinson stays in there, the tailback spot. Another Alabama first down, this time at the 44-yard line of Ole Miss. The final couple minutes of quarter number 1. Alabama getting big chunks on every play. Forrestal, the tight end, in motion. Play action to a Tagavailoa. Down the middle, and he's got Judy. And another first down for the Tide.
Play action pass, 101 NFL style. You see it everywhere on Sundays. You get a play action pass, the slot goes across, and you bring the right behind him, the square end, throw it off the linebacker. That's the way they teach it. That's the way they perfectly execute it.
You drew that one pretty well, too. You had it right on those guys.
Well, that was like the first play you put in, basically.
First down at the 27. Arnold coming over in the slot. Sets up shop there. Devante Smith on a little toss from Tua, looking for blockers. Smith, a hurdle, a first down inside the 20.
Well, that time, actually, that counts as a pass play. Miller Forrestal, number 87. Watch him get out in front of it right here. Following behind. Oh, geez, at that time, Jedrick Willis, number 74, just punished his guy. Full run as well. We've seen this offensive line that has been challenged to be more physical. Well, they're answering the bell so far in the game.
Yeah, they sure are. They'll run it down to the end of the quarter. A good one for Ole Miss, man, on the road, leading number 2 Alabama 10-7 at the end of the first quarter. We'll return to Tuscaloosa after this message and a word from your local station. We start the second quarter at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Go back at the 15, where it's first and goal. Brian Robinson,
nice cut,
tackle, and another, and Robinson with maybe his best day so far this year.
That's the cut you're looking for the running back to Alabama to make. The line's going to block it okay, but you got to make a move. There it is. Make one guy miss in the hole. That's why we recruited the running backs here at Alabama. At the point of attack, you got to make somebody miss, and he did. That's a wonderful play by Brian Robinson.
Yeah, Jacquez Jones is still wondering where he went.
Yes.
The second down and goal as he got it back to the 7. 2 tight ends set for the Tide here. Bootleg. Tagavailoa pumps once. He's going to run it himself, and he'll score. Tagavailoa. Touchdown, Alabama.
Wanted to slide the ball into the flat that time. It wasn't there. He thought about throwing back across his body to the tight end Forrestal, but he says, nope, not going to make that mistake. But then he gets tagged in the end zone that time. Big time tag by Kai Henry, number 1.
So Joseph Bullavis in for the point after.
Brad, then he forgot he's the holder this year. Send it back out on the field.
He puts that hold down, and Bullavis drills it right through the middle. So early in the second quarter, Alabama didn't like the fact that they were behind, so they went 66 yards in 9 plays, and their quarterback for the second time this year with a rushing touchdown, 14-10. Alabama's had some pretty good football players over the years. Nobody now has accounted for more total touchdowns than number 13.
2 of those guys are still playing. I do know that.
Yeah. I think Jalen, the last time I looked, had 4 touchdowns more today for a different team. But
it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Alabama history, 2 of the top 3 are still playing. Hard to believe.
Bullavis kick. Fair catch signal for. They'll bring it out to the 25. They got a field goal to take the lead the last time. Here he goes on the quarterback draw again. And here he goes again. Another 13-yard pickup. He is quick.
Brad, Rich Rodriguez caught a little bit of flack against Ole Miss because he ran the ball 18 out of 24 first downs. Well, in the game now, they're 10 for 10 running the ball on first down. But Ole Miss, only 11 of them went for less than 2 yards. They've been successful on first down against Alabama.
Here on first down, they lose 3 as we check in with Jamie.
Brad, Henry Ruggs doing his best to get back into this game in the tent on the bike. He's still walking pretty gingerly, though. On the defensive side for Ole Miss, you have a questionable to return from strong safety John Haynes and a doubtful to return for that nose tackle Patrick Lucas, who is having his Achilles evaluated.
So the Landshark D down a couple of Sharks. Plumlee rolling, looking to throw, and he's going to tuck it and get what he can, and got about a yard.
He gets outside, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He can run. The first thing I did when I found that Plumlee was going to play and I saw that last series he had against Cal was go on the internet and watch him in high school. Dude can run. I'm telling you, he's fast. Committed to Georgia, decommitted on signing day, and signed with Ole Miss.
He was a Mississippi Class 6A Player of the Year. Here he is again, trying to stiff arm Trayvon Diggs. And it's going to be 4th down.
And you know how we say a lot of times that Gus Malzahn is very comfortable when he has a running quarterback. Well, Rich Rodriguez has made his career with running quarterbacks, basically.
They're thinking about going for this.
Yeah, I don't think they should. Do you?
Not in their own territory.
They might try to pull them off sides, but I think this will be a bit too risky.
Mack Brown, the punter. Jalen Waddle, the return man. So look behind Mack Brown. They head it over to the far side. Fair catch taken at the 18. Takes the handoff to Najee Harris. Tagavailoa going to air it long. Got a man, Devante Smith, all the way to the 36-yard line.
Boy, how much space as a quarterback when you drop back and see that much space in front of you, you're just going, oh, please, one across and then behind again. Two players go out, the bite over the middle, you see all that space. You just love to throw those.
A 46-yard pickup, and now it's out to Judy, who's dropped right at the line of scrimmage by Jalen Julius.
Jalen Jones, number 31, one-on-one coverage. When you've got about 50 yards to cover, that is tough, not only in depth, but in width.
Najee Harris bounces it off the left side, and he's got a first down. So both Najee Harris and Brian Robinson running the ball better today than probably all year long.
Well, Landon Dixon, number 69, is going to come around and in the hole make the key block that time. When your right guard, that's a counter pull by the opposite guard that time. Gets it in space, and Najee Harris has had, again, about a 6-yard run before anyone could even touch him.
Alabama first down, Ole Miss 23. Najee Harris. Strong second effort again. Finally dragged down by Kadir Shepard.
And that's exactly what they're looking for Najee Harris. You know, some of these guys, when they're 5 stars in high school, they're used to trying to make a big play. They stop, they cut, they get to the outside, they score touchdowns. They're trying to get Najee to hit the hole and be happy with 4 or 5 yards.
He's had a good game so far, as has Robinson. Most of the rushing yards for Ole Miss has been their quarterback. They have the advantage in that area. Second down at 5. No play fake. Najee went one way. The fake handoff by Tua went the other way, and the pass was incomplete. Talked about Jalen Hurts having another big day for Oklahoma the last time we checked. There's the two guys compared statistics, but Jalen has played one less game, so pretty impressive couple of dudes right there.
Yep, and they remember Jalen Hurts. I know all the Alabama fans remember this. Freshman year in the SEC, came back, saved him.
Tagavailoa looks left, comes back. He's going to run it, and he's going to be dragged down and almost lost the ball. Josiah Coatney brought him down.
That's another win for this Ole Miss defense. They got their nickel package in, take away the throws, force the quarterback to run, and Coatney comes off the block and gets a stop.
Joseph Bulovas has not attempted a field goal yet this year for Alabama. He was 14 of 18 a year ago. Will Reichard, their normal kicker, out with an injury. This is a 36-yard field goal attempt by Bulovas. On the way and good. Fans loving that because it always seems to be an adventure when an Alabama kicker knocks one home. They're up by a touchdown. And this one is going to go out of bounds, and that's going to give good field position to the Rebels. So first down at the 45. Ely hasn't touched the ball much. He's in the backfield right now with Plumlee. He's going to touch it here, and he's going to lose a yard.
Well, both Ely and Plumlee will play baseball for Ole Miss. They could be in the starting outfield for Ole Miss. It's like, I get the feeling sometimes the baseball coaches go, all right, get up, get up, get up. It's one of my guys. I don't want him hurt.
Second and 11. Plumlee a run all the way. Well, he paid for the 2 yards he got because DJ Dale brought him down. And there's Jerrion Ely. Highly recruited by Alabama and a lot of other teams. And Ole Miss pretty happy to have him.
Yeah, and the word was he wanted to play football, but had he not, he would have been a first-round draft pick as a football player. Baseball player.
Third and 9. Got to get all the way to the 45 of the Tide. Plumlee throws a little bit behind his intended receiver. It's broken up by Patrick Surtain.
Well, Jonathan Mingo, the other true freshman playing for Ole Miss, was the slant attempt. The ball was a bit high, and the defense was tight, and I think that's one that Surtain says, I defended that well. You ain't calling anything on me. I think it's a good no call.
I think that's why he was a freshman All-American last year, and now a heck of a sophomore.
Not a good throw. You got to keep that down where just your guy can kind of go to his knees and catch that one.
Matt Brown, the punter, not the North Carolina coach that's leading Clemson right now, kicks it away and got it to Waddle, but Waddle on his way the other direction. Waddle all the way out to the 45-yard line. If you give him room, he'll do that to you. He came in averaging over 17 yards a punt return. Tagavailoa, some pressure on him this time. Sidesteps one guy, throws on the run. He's got Judy at the 30. First down, Tide.
Miles Hartford that time comes off the slot clean. Watch how nifty. 2 aways to the last second. I mean, on that play, he had that Aaron Rodgers kind of limp play, get around him and let it go. Those players that are coming full goal like that, you know, that is not a hard play to pass them up.
Here's a throw out to Devante Smith. Nice play. And good job by Smith, Keedron Smith, to bring down Devante Smith. We approach 6.5 minutes in the half.
Mike McIntyre, Matt Luke hires him as his defensive coordinator. They were both on the staff for David Cutcliffe here back in the early 2000s. And when Matt Luke was rebuilding his staff, he said, I'm going to go and get a guy I know. And he was the one that actually recommended Rich Rodriguez, 2 Pac-12 coaches here, coordinators for the SEC Ole Miss.
Right.
2 coaches of the year.
Coaches of years in a lot of different leagues. For Rich, West Virginia, Michigan, Arizona. 2nd and 8. Again, a little bit of heat on Tagavailoa. Airs it out to the corner. Just missed Henry Ruggs, who's back in there.
How about that? How do you sneak in a first-round draft pick? And not only does he got a questionable leg, but you're going to make him run an out and up on the play.
Boy, he must have gotten some good work done on the bike over there on the sideline to get back in there and almost get to this ball.
And that's a tough one. You know what's hard about that is when the player restarts, he loses his momentum so much when he goes to the outside. He doesn't have that top-end speed for about 4 or 5 steps. It's easy to overthrow that pass.
4 wideouts for Bama on a 3rd down and 8 from the 25 of Ole Miss. Four-man rush. Tagavailoa on a crossing route to Smith. Can he get to the sticks? You bet. He's got one more. Devante Smith. Wow. How did he stay in bounds that long?
Take the easy throw. They've been trying to tell Tua, take the easy throw and let our athletes make the plays. Coming right across the formation, little easy pitch and catch. 4-man rush. Devante Smith catches it and just out-athletes Ole Miss. A dive by Keedron Smith, number 20, but he could not make the play. How about that balance at the end of that play?
Extra point upcoming. Bullitus knocks it through with 6 minutes to go in the half. Boy, there's athletic and then there's athletic. I have no idea on a 3rd down and 8 how number 6 didn't go down and still stayed in bounds for yet another Tide touchdown. Devonte Smith getting a little extra air after going 25 yards for a touchdown. 2 today on a 165-yard day, and we're not to halftime. That capped the 54-yard march in 6 plays. Took a little over 2 minutes for Alabama to add to their lead. Couple weeks ago, Bullivis wasn't even kicking. He's going, man, my leg's getting sore. Extra points, field goals, kickoffs.
And remember what Nick told you every time he's going to kick. What is Nick going to do?
He said, I get a little nervous, and you probably do too. Holding your breath.
Exactly. He says, I'm going to hold my breath every time he goes out there.
At the 4-yard line, fair catch. They'll bring it out to the 25. Not much else on that one. Maybe a yard.
Just no help at all. Anything you call is just kind of trying to figure out what you can do to help the play. Anthony Jennings, number 33, did a good job right there. Haven't called his name much.
Elijah Moore has been basically their only receiver today that's done anything. The throw is going to be deep on the other sideline, incomplete, intended for Braylon Sanders.
Yeah, and Pete Golding from Alabama kind of upped the stakes on it because he brought out the cross blitz inside with the 2 linebackers.
So now you're looking at 3rd and 9. This is where Alabama's defenses start salivating a little bit. 3rd and long.
Yeah, unlikely to blitz here, though. This is where they like to play their combo coverages.
Here's a little shuttle pass on the inside of Phillips. Phillips broke 1 tackle, not the second one. Patrick Surtain brought him down, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, good defense in time that time. We talked about the inside linebackers. That time, true freshman 35, Shane Lee, did his assignment exactly. That's where the youth is. He's got the back, plays off a block, strings it out. He knows he's going to get help and ends up making a good positive play from his linebacker spot. And he claps, he knew it.
And he forces the punt. Mac Brown is inside his own 5. Again, not a good kick. Sails out of bounds. This thing might be around midfield when they finally spot it. Let's see where they're going to bring it out to. Around 45, I think, is where they'll put it down. She's coming off a 5-touchdown day last week, just about 300 yards. And completed 81% of his passes last week.
Brad, these receivers are great, but I had one just as good. Darryl Stingley was my receiver at Purdue, the NFL great player from the New England Patriots. And he was just like these guys, just as athletic and as good as athletes I've ever been around.
Here's a give to Najee Harris. Cuts it up the middle. He's got a 1st down.
You know, we talked about the touchdown last drive. They did not use Najee Harris. They can always come back and use Najee Harris. He looked Thursday at practice as advertised. You know, when they signed him, 5-star guy, you know, you're behind players. You come in the game, you get 2 or 3 carries. Struggling to find what he was. Could he find it again? Looks like he's finding himself to me.
And as a receiver as well, when he trots out to the bottom of your screen as a wideout.
Yeah, South Carolina fans will attest to him being a good receiver.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns in that one that we called in Columbia. Looking right the whole way, going that way as well, and he out through Ruggs again. He was open.
Yeah. I think Ruggs is down to 4.45.
Yeah, that 4.26 isn't working.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's really hurt. This time it's a square in and go. Last time it was an out and go. This time it's a slat and go. Deontay Prince, going to be a good football player for Ole Miss. True freshman. He's got his hands full today covering that guy.
Tua's going, I'm throwing 4.26 and he's running 4.4. What am I supposed to do?
But I'm not used to 4.4 guys. I just say slow.
2nd down and 10. That's Ruggs in motion behind Tagavailoa. He looks that way and comes back to a middle screen to Brian Robinson. Robinson broke a tackle, and he's going to be close to a 1st down. So it's Brian Robinson as a receiver this time.
When Alabama had their best teams, they had that 1-2 punch at running back. You could go one guy for a while. You know, it was Trent Richardson for a while, and then you come with Mark Ingram. Eddie Lacy would come in. You had those 2 guys. If Robinson comes in teams with Najee Harris, that's what they're looking for at that running back spot.
See if they can pick up a 3rd and 10, or if the Rebels can get a stop. The quick flip out to Devante Smith, who's already got a career day, and he's got another Alabama touchdown.
You know, the receivers were talking about that sometimes they feel bad for Devonta. He doesn't get enough credit. He doesn't catch a lot of balls. But Prince gets a whiff, and then Devante Smith. He'll always be known as 2nd and 26 Smith to me. But you can see there may be a sliver of difference between all 3 of these guys in their skill level.
Bolavis for the point after. Up and good. 2:45 remaining 1st half. Number 2 Alabama Getting it in gear now. Capping a 45-yard drive in 7 plays is Devante Smith again from Tagavailoa. 31-10. Alabama. How about these numbers? 7, 188, and 3 for Devante Smith. Oh, man.
I know. And the guys were feeling bad for him.
You know, I know you talked to Dan Enos in the offseason.
Yeah.
He was the Gary Danielson high school award winner back in the day.
Stop it.
Tell the story about Devante Smith.
I said, well, who do you like better, Ruggs or Judy? And he goes, you know, I love Devante Smith. He said he does everything.
And Tua, by the way, has scored on the ground as well. His Plumlee. Ole Miss has almost got to do some more passing now. They don't have a lot of choice down 3 touchdowns.
Well, Ole Miss also has to keep their head about them that we have to run and practice the offense and play the offense that we're going to play other teams against too. If we try to become too much different against Alabama, we won't get ready for anybody else.
And what you really don't want to do is give Alabama the ball one more time. It's 3rd down. Both Ely and Connor will be in the backfield flanking John Rice Plumlee. Fakes it to Connor and he goes deep in the middle and missed his tight end Cooley. Xavier Mckinney, number 15, guarding number 15.
Well, yeah, you're right. I don't know what you do, but you're going to get the tight end on the wheel route this time, coming straight up the field. Got man on man here. Actually does get by McKinney, but it would have to be a perfect pass. And McKinney, because the tight end Cooley's a little slower, is able to make up that ground. If that was their old tight end, Evan Ingram.
Oh yeah, that's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown. Yes. And you're right about the time here. Tua's going to look at the clock and go, oh, this may be fun.
Yep. Waddle always makes it fun. Jalen Waddle. Midfield. Spins. Brought down by the punter again to save a touchdown. 1st and 15 for Alabama, now backed out to the 33-yard line. But they still got 2 timeouts left and 1:36 to work.
You know, reality, the penalty was called on the 2 players, but it could have been on the quarterback. That's your job, to make sure the line is set before you put the player in motion.
And there's Judy in motion again behind Tagavailoa. Tua looks that way to him and now goes down the middle for the home run. Devante Smith, the 4th touchdown of the day. Holy smokes.
I know good. And number 6 is good, but watch his throw. You put a throw like this 45 yards downfield right on the button. I mean, sometimes when you're playing man-to-man coverage, you're depending on the quarterback to miss this throw or slow him down. You can't do it any better than that. That one didn't fade. What a throw. Taking for 2 may pay off.
Well, Ole Miss had a lead in this half. If you just joined us when it was 10-7, Devonte Smith sort of took that lead away. It's 38-10. End of the first half. Jamie's halftime interview with Coach Saban. Go to Twitter at SEC on CBS. But right now, Adam Zucker and the guys in our New York studio. Fellas. Crimson Tide of Alabama actually trailed in this game as they head back out onto the field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. They lead 38-10. Welcome back, everybody. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jamie Earlhouse down on the field. End of the first quarter, partner. I said, hey, we got a football game. Ole Miss was in the lead at the time. Things kind of fell apart a little bit.
223 yards later, and 31 straight points by Alabama. You know, you have 3 NFL receivers, an NFL quarterback, an NFL right tackle. Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of talent there. And once they get that ball flying around, it's like a feeding frenzy.
It's been a virtuoso performance again by Tagavailoa and especially Devonte Smith. There he is, who's about 1 catch away, if it's anything over 3 yards, for the single game receiving record of Amari Cooper. He's already got 4 touchdown catches today, and that is a single-game school record. And Tua Tagavailoa, I don't know how much longer he will play, but he's got 4 touchdown passes and 1 on the ground today. So another 5-touchdown day through 2 quarters for him.
Well, I think he goes at least a series. You know, if he scores, he might come out, but you're going to go at least a series, I would say, with him. No, it's worse to take him out and have to put him back in than just let him go 1 more series.
Fair catch again taken by Ely. So Ole Miss will start from the 25 as we check in with Jamie.
Frustration level topping out for Ole Miss. When I spoke with head coach Matt Luke, those mental errors that led to a lot of those penalties, he said this is a team that we don't need to help at all. As far as that true freshman, John Rice Plumlee, who's getting his first start at quarterback, he said he's doing just fine with his feet. We need to help him out on the outside, and when he does decide to take that offense on his own, we got to protect him.
That they do. And he'll go to work with his team at the 25. Fakes the pitch and goes to the left and goes out as he got about 6 more. Xavier Mckinney there for Alabama to make sure he didn't get more than 6. It's a way to start the quarter, though. Just keep moving the sticks if you can. Play action, the throw, the outside shoulder. Did he get it? And Nick Saban saying he was bobbling it, but the linesman said no. It's a catch. Gary talked about this earlier, the dual threat quarterbacks Rich Rodriguez has had. Pat White at West Virginia. Bernard Robinson at Michigan. And whoops, this dual threat just got threatened by Terrell Lewis.
You know, if you watch this, Terrell Lewis looks like he checks to see if the running back has the ball. And when he does it, he said, well, then the quarterback must have it. It's as if he says, all right, I got the running back. And then he says, no, running back doesn't have it, so I'm going to take the quarterback. What a play. Hard to show replays. These coaches want to go fast no matter what.
On 2nd and 16, Plumlee has plenty of time and are running out of it. Raekwon Davis giving chase. And he throws behind his intended receiver, Dontario Drummond. Didn't quite finish with Khalil Tate at Arizona, the dual threat quarterbacks under Rich Rod. Pretty exciting players, those 3. Today it's a heavy toll for a freshman against the number 2 team in the country.
Well, it's pretty tough to come in here without your main quarterback. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Matt Corral was starting to get his feel, and he would bring more passing to this Ole Miss team, and they need it. Just a running quarterback is not enough. He's a good runner, but you got to be able to throw.
And he's going to run again on 3rd down and 16. Hurdles one guy.
Beautiful.
Wow.
He's an athlete, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he went over Shaheem Carter.
Just remember, I mean, he's quarterback for Ole Miss, had committed to Georgia.
Right.
Had recruited as an athlete, recruited by Alabama as an athlete. Pete Golding said we liked him as a projected safety in the future, but you can see the type of athlete he is.
Still came up short on that run, so it's 4th down, and they'll have to kick it away. Mack Brown to punt. Take those 2 or 3 steps to the right.
That was a good one. A little too deep this time.
This time he got too much on it into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and Alabama will go back to work from their own 20. Early 3rd quarter. Alabama on offense when we come back. Behind Tua Tagavailoa and Najee Harris. Tua throws quickly to Jerry Jeudy. Jeudy, little half step. Whoa, he got away and almost took off. Kedron Smith knocked him out, but Hartsfield, I think, was the guy that he left in the dust.
You know how when we do college games, we always go, you know, Jerry Jeudy reminds me of this guy. I think we should do it the other way. What NFL guy reminds me of Jerry Jeudy?
Tagavailoa. Smith got it. Touchdown.
My goodness.
Number 5. And a new single-game yardage record. A 28-yard score.
Not bad coverage this time. Miles Hartsfield is right there. Pushes Smith wide. Ball's up. Smith goes up and get it at the highest possible point. Hartsfield keeps fighting the whole way. Smith gets bumped by Najee Harris that time, his good buddy, but I'll take that for a touchdown pass, wouldn't you? Yep. might be the last time we see either one of those guys in this football game, right?
Yep. It's not a two-man show, but just with the stats, it sure is.
You mentioned Lynn Swann before, but that's Lynn Swann right there for sure.
Bulovas' extra point is good. You know, if you just want to watch poetry in motion, just stick around. We're not quite sure what else could happen. But Devante Smith has been nothing short of miraculous, and so is his quarterback. Hooking up 5th time. An 80-yard Alabama drive in about a minute and a half and 3 plays, and that guy on the end of it again. I don't know. Sometimes it's just fun to watch, Gary, you know?
Yes. And when you can do that, and you know, that's not a big window. That's good defense. But when you can fly, keep your feet in bounds, put those type of yards out, I mean, you know, there's a lot of names around here. Julio Jones, Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, and then these 3 guys.
I'd take any of them, I think, right now. Here comes a delayed blitz by Sean Lee. Giving chase on Plumlee. Plumlee got around speed. And he's all the way to the 40.
I mean, that's a 5-star linebacker, Shane Lee, that was chasing him, and it cannot get there in time. Free rusher from a dead stop. He outruns Lee to the corner. That is some serious wheels.
96 yards and a touchdown, but there has been little help. Now he's going to go deep, trying to get a big one, and he did.
Beautiful.
Jonathan Mingo, freshman to freshman on that one.
Well, that's the hope for the growth of the Ole Miss program right there. The true freshman quarterback who can run like that when he gets the passing game down. There's another true player that played through 3 or 4 more years. That's the future what Ole Miss is looking at.
That's the play fake, trying to go right back to him after the 32-yard pickup in front of Patrick Surtain, and he's going to be called for pass interference, it appears, on the same receiver, Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah, I think he grabbed him, didn't he, when he turned around? This is a stop route. Yeah, he grabbed him from behind. That's a good call.
He did everything but throw him down. And an automatic first down, so Ole Miss has got something working here.
Well, if you want to win in this league with modern rules and athletes, you have to bring the passing game. There's too many yards out there. There's 250 to 300 yards passing every game. Now, I'll take the quarterback runs in addition, but you got to bring me some passes as well.
He puts his head down and goes down.
Well, he is quick, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He a game earlier this year where he had a freshman Ole Miss all-purpose yardage record, 273 yards with kick returns and rushing and all that, and broke Dexter McCluster's freshman record, and he was a heck of a player for Ole Miss. They'd like to have him become that kind of player.
Well, now this is going to be interesting right now because Ole Miss substituted and Alabama substituted late. So they got time to make the late substitution. Good job by the officials.
2nd and 6, here is Ely. Inside the 10. Justin Eboigbe, freshman defensive lineman, made the stop.
Look what's going to be set up, though, on the play. The outside play after the handoff here. Watch the lead for the quarterback. 2 guys outside for the sweep to the outside. That's the setup off the inside run play.
3rd down and 3. 2 wideouts, Jackson and Sanders, a full backfield. Alabama brings some pressure. Plumlee comes up throwing, got it to Ely, a stutter stop, and a touchdown.
Beautiful. Athletic skill.
So they finally did get it to number 9 and some space, and he shows you what he can do.
Absolutely. A lot of young, good talent on this football team. Matched up against some young, good, old, good, every talent, every great talent. But this time he shows the stop and the go. Overrun by the inside linebacker. Remember, that's one of those positions that Alabama has to find out more about. With the loss of, Dylan Moses, their All-American inside linebacker, that's one of the positions that has been worrisome for Alabama's defense.
Luke Logan for the point after. Up and good. So good-looking drive. They desperately needed one, and they got it.
You know what that means, though? We're going to see more
You think so?
Yes, we are. I guarantee you.
First career touchdown pass. Good job, John Rice. Capped a 75-yard march in 7 plays with that toss to Ely for the touchdown. Here's another pooch kick. No fair catch taken on the fly by Diggs. Reversing his field. Trayvon Diggs got to the edge. He's in Ole Miss territory.
He steps out and just goes, okay. Trayvon Diggs started his career as a wide receiver and ended his career as a defensive back. And guess who got another block? Number 6, the guy who's got all the records in the game. He's out there on kickoff team and gets a big block on the play.
So the starting
right in front. He's following number 6. There he is.
Starting defensive back gets 2 blocks from starting wide receiver.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. All the way to the 39-yard line of Ole Miss. The 4th time Tua has had 5 touchdown passes in a single game, including today. Play action. Tagavailoa throws, crossing route to the tight end, and he's out of bounds around the 15. Miller Forrestal.
And the offensive line did a good job of giving 13 time to look downfield, and I think this is one of the plays where Tua said, you know who hasn't got the ball all day?
My tight end.
Yeah, he's been blocking all day. Let's feed a little candy to our tight end right here. Give it to him.
Got it to the 16. Forrestal stays in there with Randall at the other tight end. Robinson looking for a place to hide. Broke out. Got a yard. There's big Deontay.
He is a very physical football player. There a lot of people thought that his injury or his suspension last year really hurt their football team at the end of the year.
He's a road grader, that's for sure.
Is.
Second and 9 at the Ole Miss 15. Jerry Jeudy in motion. Again, Mr. Robinson. And Robinson blasts his way for about 3 more. As the clock works its way down to 6.5 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Josiah Coatney, number 40, did a good time that time getting penetration and blowing up that play before it really got started.
3rd down and 5. And Alabama taking their time here, using a little bit of clock. Robinson comes out. Najee Harris comes back in. That's what we were talking about between the 2 guys today.
You know, it's getting to the point, though, as good as these receivers are, and Tua is, your running game on this team is just going to be the second part of the offense. It cannot be the lead part of the offense. They're too good throwing the ball.
Jeudy on the move. Tagavailoa throws again to the tight end, and that one's broken up.
I don't think it was a very accurate pass. I don't think Tua was very happy with himself on that one. He was trying to feed the ball again to his tight end, had the slant route. I thought he should have completed that one.
Well, it gives Bulovas a chance to kick some more. This will be a 29-yard attempt. Again, he was the starting kicker a year ago. Will Riker, the freshman, has a hip flexor problem, and that's why he's not kicking today. But Bulovas has been perfect so far with field goals and extra points until now. I didn't set him up. It just happened.
Just the history of the kicker. It's tough. Challenge safety right there. McKinney had a good throw there.
Going into the secondary. Speaking of the secondary, you pointed this out. The grad assistants on this team for Alabama would be a pretty good defensive secondary right now.
We've seen them all play.
Yeah, we have.
We've been doing these games, and they are.
There they are.
That's a pretty good secondary right there.
Now with that, Javier Arenas could shag punts too. So
exactly.
Get a lot of stuff done with the grad assistants. Plumlee throwing on a run, a little bit high for Dontario Drummond. I
was pointing out to Coach Saban yesterday in our meeting that if you look at the NFL stats, Bill Belichick's ex-coaches that are head coaches now, his coaching tree and Bill play more man coverage than any other NFL team. And it seems like if you watch this Alabama game, they're almost got to be 75% man-to-man coverage in the game. I'm watching.
Here comes extra pressure on Plumlee. He's going to go deep again and still overshot. Elijah Moore.
I've always said that if you're going to beat Alabama, you better be ready to beat their bump and run corners out to the outside. You know, when Texas A&M beat them, Mike Evans and Johnny Manziel did it right here in this stadium. Trevor Lawrence did it with throwing to the outside against bump and run. Deshaun Watson did it. You must be able to attack their one-on-one coverage. If you just concede that they're covered, you can't beat this defense.
Matt Brown has it blocked. In the air. On the ground. Touchdown, Alabama.
That's who blocked it.
Ale Cajo blocked it, and he scored it.
Well, we thought it was close earlier, right? That he almost got one blocked. And that slow rugby ended up biting him. A block, a drop, and a recovery. Jeez, that's like rubbing salt into the wound, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's a happy backup linebacker right there. Sophomore out of Reno, Nevada has just tacked on 6 more. The 7-point is good. And Alabama's got 52 on the board. 5:29 remaining third quarter. Special teams with a special play for the Tide. And they extend their lead here in Tuscaloosa. And Joseph Bulovas, who's got it teed up to kick away. And again, fair catch taken by Ely. Was chosen not to return any today. That'll be the final play of the quarter here. Plumlee, a run all the way. Didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, but he did get to the end of the quarter. We played 3 in Tuscaloosa. End of the third quarter score, Alabama 52, Ole Miss 17. We'll return to Tuscaloosa right after this message and a word from your local station. The start of the fourth quarter in Tuscaloosa, Alabama 52-17 lead. And Ole Miss at the Alabama 42-yard line. Plumlee moves Snoop Connor over to his left shoulder. Drops to throw. Let's see if he takes off or throws. He will pull up and go across the middle. Nice toss and catch. And a first down to the 29-yard line. So we welcome you back to the booth at Bryant-Denny Stadium. 15 minutes from now, Alabama's going to be 5-0, and they'll go into their bye week with a 5-0 record.
And a good time. I think, you know, they played a little bit talent they can't play with them. Now they got to get ready for the second half of the season. They've got 3 big games coming up that they have to be ready for and healthy for. And I'll say this, when you're going to play Alabama, you better bring your offense. They're going to put points on the board, so you got to score as well. Your only chance of staying with them is a score.
And while Ole Miss has scored 17 today, hasn't been nearly enough even after they had a 10-7 lead. Here's what we're looking at schedule-wise. A&M at College Station, and then Tennessee and Arkansas here, then another open date, and then the big clash on November 9th right here in Tuscaloosa against, right now at least, unbeaten LSU, and an LSU team that is totally different from what we're used to.
Yep.
Connor brought down by Anthony Jennings after a 1-yard gain.
Jennings has been very active in this football game today. He, you know, he's one of those guys that you don't talk a lot about. Stays healthy, coming off the edge, rushes the passer. A lot of experience now handling, you know, what basically is modern football. The zone read, running backs, quarterbacks keeping the ball. He's seen it all.
Play fake. Plumlee just got to throw this one to the sideline. Xavier McKinney and Jared Maiden were putting the heat on him.
They got their, I guess it is their dime defense in the game right now. 6 defensive backs, 1 linebacker, and that's why you can see these blitzes. It's called what you call a key blitz. Both of those players right there are covering the running back. They both rush at the running back. Wherever the running back takes, the other guy takes the quarterback. You have to be disciplined, but it is effective.
Has no choice but to go on 4th down. Lofted one out there. Perfect throw and catch. Touchdown, Mingo.
Mingo's been impressive, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Freshman to freshman again.
Xavier Mckinney was matched up that time on Mingo. That's a tough matchup for the safety, and delivered very well. It's a 50-50 ball to the outside. You're blitzing, and now you've got one-on-one. Back shoulder throw, and DK Metcalf, A.J. Brown. We've seen a lot of guys, big size Ole Miss receivers in the past, handle plays just like that.
Extra point is good. So Ole Miss not going away with 13:23 remaining. Still playing hard on the road against the second-ranked team in the country. And Mingo caps a freshman-to-freshman connection to cap an 83-yard drive in 3 minutes. And the touchdown for the Rebels. It's 372 passing yards, almost 500 total.
He is deceptive too. He gets on that corner fast. It does not look like he's running full speed. It looks like he's gliding, and he gets on those DBs quick.
And he's out there on the kick return team right now. His numbers: 9 catches, 248 yards, and 5 touchdowns off the left arm of his quarterback.
Well, that's kind of interesting. They go for a few pooches and onside kicks, and then after the penalty, they kick it out of the end zone. I would have tried an onside right there.
Let's check in with Jamie.
Well, Brad, we got some insight into how fun it must be to be a wide receiver on this Alabama team. Last week, video emerged of Devante Smith and Jerry Jeudy playing rock, paper, scissors in the middle of their game to decide which one was going to run a route that they knew was going to go for a touchdown. Nick Saban this week said there's a fine line between players having fun together and making it about themselves. He feels like they were just having fun. Here's the thing, though. Jeudy won that game. I feel like Devante Smith practiced this week a little bit because he has gotten all the routes today.
And Waddle's going to have to work on that thing because he doesn't have a touchdown catch yet this year.
He's going with scissors too much. You got to go.
Here comes Devonta again. And he's got about 15 more yards and a flag down at the end of the play.
I wonder if this is going to be a peel back block on Jerry Jeudy. He better be careful.
There is no foul for a blindside block. The block was from the front. First down.
So that would be rock, not paper or scissors. Not right there. That was rock. Here's another look.
He's kind of come in to the left side, hits it, and it was close. I know the flag was called in the new block. You cannot take a blind shot block at a guy that cannot see the block coming.
Slade Bolden in the lineup. And now Brian Robinson joins Tua in the backfield. They fake it to him, and Tagavailoa going for Smith. No, it's not Smith. It's John Mechie. I was thinking number 6 because I've seen so much of him today, but it's number 8.
John Mechie has earned some playing time for Alabama, a true freshman receiver that Coach told us has earned a couple shots. He's going to be a great player and got some guys in front of him, but that's number 8, a guy you're going to be watching in the next few years.
Freshman out of Ontario, Canada. Jeudy and Smith will both be out to Tagovailoa's right side. And now he'll move Jeudy back the other way. On 2nd and 10, Brian Robinson broke a tackle. Robinson, another good run across midfield.
Well, we talked about it before. Brian Robinson started out so hot in this game, making people miss and getting those pods of yardage. Najee Harris is the lead back. But as we talked about, Alabama, when they had it going well, always had 2 of them. Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson, Eddie Lacy, T.J. Yeldon, Kenyon Drake, Damian Harris. They just had Josh Jacobs, last #1 draft pick. It just had a bunch of them.
Mechie in motion that time. Handoff is to Najee Harris. Broke 1 tackle. A great move in the open field. A stiff arm. And blasts down to the 21-yard line.
You know who Najee Harris is. You watch inside that offensive line, still in the game. Oh, nice cut that time.
I guess 2 of them.
Set it up and just came back right behind it. Ran right behind the cut of Chris Owens, the block of Chris Owens, number 79. You know what he reminds me a little bit of, the way he catches the ball out of the backfield, is Le'Veon Bell. A little patient runner, catch the ball, physical when he has it.
Throw out to Jeudy. Put his hands out there and somehow made that catch. It looked like that ball was going to go to the sideline, and he snatched it, dropped it out of bounds. Short game. So Alabama with 9:18 to go, driving again. Fourth quarter passing. He has had to play in fourth quarter this season. Last season it took what, to the 9th week, Gary? You had a guess on that. How long is it going to take?
I think it was already the 9th. We were wondering, was he even going to throw one before we saw him late in the season? I think this is good for him and the football team.
Of course, his numbers last year were off the charts, and everybody couldn't stop talking about him. Now his numbers are even better, and it seems like he's doing it quietly. 5 touchdown passes today, 1 on the ground. He slid.
Absolutely. We asked him if he's ever slid before, and he goes, "No, don't know how to slide."
Didn't play baseball.
Right.
He said we've been working on it, though. He did a pretty good job of it here.
Yeah, and there are times when you got to think about the team and just give yourself up and line up on, give yourself another 3rd down throw. As well as he throws the ball, you do not want to take unnecessary hits. He obviously, if Alabama's going to win the national championship, which is how they measure success here,
Look at that
has to
graphic.
stay healthy.
That is crazy.
And 14 incompletes. Is that what?
Yeah, the 10 touchdowns.
10 touchdowns.
3rd down and 8. Tua loads it again. Throws complete. His tight end giving him some sugar. Touchdown, Alabama. Miller Forresto.
What a beautifully designed route this time. You get the crisscross of the receivers, and that's what makes it go. Inside, outside, split them right in between. Watch this. Outside, inside, stop right in between them. Wow, well designed. Give a lot of credit to Steve Sarkisian. That is an NFL play right there.
Bullivus in for the point after. Point number 59 for Alabama is up and good. Just under 8 minutes remaining in the ball game. A 75-yard march in 11 plays, and for the 6th time today, a touchdown pass off the left arm of Tua Tagavailoa. Just under 8 minutes left. Most touchdown passes in school history. Tua has just tied A.J. McCarron in that capacity. He's got another record we'll tell you about in a second. It's a day of records for he and Devante Smith. The 6 touchdowns through the air and 1 on the ground that gives him 7 for the day. That breaks his own record. So sometimes it's just nice if you break your own record and then nobody else is mad at you. Grant Tisdale's in at quarterback now, another true freshman. He has not thrown a pass this year.
Rich Rod was telling us his quarterback room is led by redshirt freshman Matt Corral, and all the rest are true freshmen.
Yep.
All 4 true freshmen
He
behind.
says he gets nervous in that meeting room just thinking about the youth out there. The lady that drove me downtown last night, Carrie, was telling me a story that she and her husband moved from the Midwest to Tuscaloosa just so their daughter could go to school here. She wanted to go to school since the time she was born. She was born at halftime of the 2000 Orange Bowl, and she still can't stand Tom Brady. And Tom Brady in that game, and I did it, threw 3 touchdown passes to David Terrell. It's probably, until this last Super Bowl, the last time Brady wasn't the MVP of some big game. And I was thinking about David Terrell yesterday when I was thinking about her daughter wanting to go to school here and loving Alabama that much that they would move the whole family down here. Well, I thought that was a good wide receiver performance. Devante Smith's got a better one
today. You got it right. I mean, you got Brady throwing to him, you got chances, now you got Tua throwing to you.
3rd down, a long 2 for Tisdale, and he's not going to get it. It'll be 4th down. Cahill again, the linebacker who scored on a block punt earlier with the tackle. Normally spreads the wealth even more than he did today, but it just happened to be number 6's day. Devante Smith on the receiving end of 5 of those, and then the tight end got the last one. 4th and 1 might be the last touch Ole Miss gets if Alabama stops him. got his feet wet, as they've done most of the day with a quarterback run.
Yeah, Brad, I got up there. I went to get something to eat. I sat right next to Eli Gold. I said, does it ever get old? He says, no, not on a CBS game, because I'm nervous the whole game because I don't know which one of your calls you're going to take. So I got to make sure all my calls are good, because I know one of the touchdowns is going to end up on CBS.
Well, yeah, he's called a lot of touchdowns for a lot of years and will be the recipient of the National Football Foundation Chris Schenkel Award coming up when we go to the dinner in New York City the first week of December. Tisdale, long sideline, nice adjustment by his wide receiver. Dennis Jackson with the catch.
Throw it up. Football. 2010, from 2012 to about now, you see it almost every game. 5 or 6 of these, don't you?
Yeah, for sure.
I think Mike Evans got, I know it's been done before, but the guy that for me that changed it was Mike Evans.
Here's a long ball to the end zone and a touchdown.
Throw.
Jaden Jackson. Tisdale with a touchdown throw, 28 yards.
Yeah, that was perfect.
In a long time since Alabama's given up 31 points, I'm sure.
Yeah,
except
Davis, number 22, is in phase for a while. Then right at the end, Jackson kind of extends his arm and kind of separates, but the ball was perfect from Tisdale.
With 5 seconds left. And you know that Nick Saban will go back to practice and say, all right, I gave you guys a chance to play. You back up players and you give up a touchdown.
I think he may phrase it a little different.
No, I think he might too, but there's a teaching tool there somewhere.
I know. May look a little bit and sound a little different than that. You were very, very calm.
That was a beauty, though.
He says it. I think he told us that, you know, when I coach some of the young guys, the linebackers, they're not used to me. The DBs are used to me.
They're used to my voice.
Exactly.
So they'll hear his voice again at practice. It looked probably a little different if you hadn't watched the game score-wise than what really happened here today. And Forrestall makes the catch, takes a knee, and we'll have to have one more snap. So a 90-point game here in Tuscaloosa today. Mac Jones will come out.
I just get the feeling when you turn on the tape as a defensive coordinator against Alabama and you go, all right, where do we start?
Yeah.
Where do we start?
And there's where we end. The knee by Jones. And Alabama, Nick Saban's team goes to 5-0 with a week off coming. But that was the star right there. Steve Sarkisian puts his arm around number 6. He was nothing short of sensational today. That guy was pretty good, too. Let's check in with Jamie and Nick.
Coach, Tua, Devante Smith, a remarkable day for them. What kind of statement did your offense just make as you head into a break in the season?
Well, you know, I think we're very productive on offense today. We had some opportunities that we missed, but, you know, those two guys were fabulous in the game. So, you know, we obviously didn't play very well in defense, so we need to fix that. But, you know, the quarterback did a really good job for him. He could run and, you know, gave us a lot of problems.
And a big picture perspective, how important is it that Tua is getting snaps late in the fourth quarter?
Well, I don't know that that's all that important. I think he's got plenty of experience. I think it's more important that we get other guys experience, just like we did at the end of the game with putting both second teams in.
All right, Coach, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Devontae, your name jumped above names like Amari Cooper today in the record books. What did this day feel like for you from a wide receiver position?
I'm just out there executing the game plan that Coach called. It could have been anyone else in that position. It just happened to be me today.
When you're catching balls from Tua, does it make you smile how easy it makes your job sometimes?
It's a blessing.
Did you practice rock, paper, scissors this week? Because you seem to win a lot today.
No more rock, paper, scissors, no more.
All right, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
I think that edict has come down, don't you think?
I think, yeah, that's the end of that game.
Exactly.
You and I could play it up here, but I don't think they're going to play it anymore down there.
I don't think that would...
Well, 59-31 is the final. That's going to wrap it up for us. For Gary and Jamie, Brad Nessler saying so long from Tuscaloosa. Final score, the unbeaten and second-ranked Crimson Tide. Will they be number 1 when the new AP poll comes out? Well, they do it in resounding fashion. 59-21 is the final. College football postgame show presented by Rocket Mortgages is coming up after these messages. Join us next week. Another top 10 matchup. We'll be in the swamp. 3:30 Eastern time next Saturday on CBS Sports. So long from Brian Denny.